Much like Pump Poco, I was also surprised to read my review for this movie. It seems that I liked it a lot when it first came out, but I feel like that's because at that time I had a bit of a bias for Ghibli movies. I think that I believed deep down that Ghibli could do no wrong, so I've always tried to see the best out of the Ghibli movies. I always tried to see it blindly as good. I was always trying to pick everything that was good about it and never acknowledged the bad. Not that this movie was bad per se, but the truth is, I do remember that it dragged a lot. I really felt the 2 hours that this movie was, right? And I know a lot of Ghibli movies are long, but this one in Pump Poco, I really felt the length. And I remember that I kept looking at my watch all the time. It's like, is it done yet? Is it done? Is it done?
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
And it never ended. And one of the attributes for that is the fact that one, I don't really care about planes. Two, I don't care about war stories. That's another kind of genre that I don't care. I don't care about that genre at all. Miyazaki has a philosophy in his life, and that is that everybody should always do their best. They should always work hard and exceed their limits. And they should live, no matter what the hardships are, no matter what the struggles are, live life to the fullest. And this movie is the best example where you see that message, even though you can see it in also other of the Ghibli movies. There's actually a very beautiful quote in the movie that I really liked so much that I wrote it down, which was, "The wind is rising, we must try to live." Right? And that quote, you can kind of analyze what the entire movie stands for. If you analyze it, the wind is a symbol for life. It's the air and the strength that pushes you to dream. It pushes your dreams forward, because wind, it gives life, it gives oxygen. In the main character's case, his dream is to literally build planes. And planes, even though for him it's literally, planes can also be a representation in the movie of one's dream. So your dream can be doing art, it can be doing YouTube, it can be to be a writer, an actor, a fucking prostitute, I don't know. But the point is that the planes, they represent your dreams. And the wind represents the love, the life, the passion, the strength, is the energy that drives your dream to go forward. So when you connect the wind with the planes that make the planes go forward, it's kind of a very interesting metaphor, and I think it's beautiful. But that aside, the movie is boring, I will unfortunately have to say, because it's like this whole monotonous war story. There's also something that always really bothered me about this movie, and if you don't know, Miyazaki loves his couples. He loves making couples out of all the kids in the movies, and I guess the adults as well. And the main couple in this movie, the man, he is actually someone that existed in real life. The woman is probably not a person that exists in real life. But there is something that really bothered me, and that's the fact that when the main male character meets the female character, she's basically a preteen, and he's already a full-fledged adult. And I guess the romance started there, and that bothers me, dude. You're starting to get this fling with this girl, they kind of meet in this life or death situation, and maybe that's why they kind of got fling, right? But the girl is she looks like a kid, okay? You actually don't know how old the female is. I tried Googling it and I couldn't find it anywhere. So it's like, I wonder why people are hiding that information. I wonder why there is no information about the main lead's age. Like, you know? So, and I don't really understand why. Like, why couldn't you just make them the same age? Like, I know that in older times, age gaps were like, whatever, like, I'll marry someone that's 10 years younger, 10 years older, but still, it just bothers me, dude. Not to mention the fact that their romance is just not believable most of the time. I mean, they share very beautiful moments together in some parts of the movie, but the relationship overall is super rush. So I don't believe it most of the time. It just doesn't sell it to me most of the time, even though they have lovely moments together. So overall, if you like this kind of story about war and planes and all that stuff, I would recommend it. I mean, this is a very personal story for Miyazaki. I feel like this is the first movie that he made for himself. Like, all of his projects are with children protagonists and are about children, and that's what he loves. But this is like his serious movie with an adult protagonist about a subject that he really cares about, which is airplanes and war and all that stuff, because I think his dad went to war and his mother died at a young age, so it is a personal story for him. But even though it's a personal story for him, it's just, for me, like, I respect it, but it's just not interesting.